You hold the flashlight?
Yeah, I got it. So we're trying to open the clamshell here.
So we have no TL, right, did we?
Yeah, no 52, no 53, no TO, no 1012. We can't find the 1012. Oh, so we're doing this all by memory.
He's coming out with it.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, I had to let him know what it was. We got something else coming in.
Well, I guess it's a good thing we came out, huh?
Yeah, let's go.
That'd have been bad.
This is gonna be rough. Sounds like another 130.
C-130 coming in to land.
There's another one behind us.
The other one went by and popped off a bunch of chaff and flare. It was pretty cool.
So we're going to have a lot of original footage taken by yours truly on this one. So if you've watched my hot pit video, you know that crew chiefs never are allowed to work on the jet without a TO. So what the heck was I doing in Kirkuk, Iraq near Christmas time 2006 working on a jet in the middle of the night without a TO? Well, to explain that, we got to go back to the beginning. So it was about February, March-ish of 2006. I don't remember exactly. Came into work one day and the flight chief pulled us all into the briefing room, both shift days and swings. He said, I need 3 volunteers. Everybody knows in the military you don't raise your hand when somebody asks for volunteers, but he explained that we got a few security forces guys from Eielson that are coming home for Christmas, and we need a few guys to replace them. I was like, sign me up, man. This whole time I've been stuck stateside, never went over to the desert. Everybody I knew had, and I just felt like finally this is my shot to be a part of all of this. I mean, I watched the towers fall, I signed up, and then I'm stuck stateside the entire time. It was ridiculous. So I was like, sign me up. Two birds, right? I get to go and be a part of this, and if you guys get to come home for Christmas. I've been going to Christmas ever since I joined because I've been stateside. So this is great. You know, it's my turn to go out there. So I signed up, and we headed out to Kirkuk, Iraq. No idea what we were going to be doing. I just knew it was going to be. We were going to be doing what cops do. I didn't know what they were doing in Iraq. I figured we'd probably be working the gate or something like that. And turned out we were force protection, FP. So we had to wear a black band around our arms and said FP on it. And basically our job was to escort local nationals around base, do odds and ends around base, like cleaning the bathrooms, laying concrete, laying asphalt, fixing the runways, stuff like that. Just odds and ends around base. We would escort them on base, have them work all day. We'd just watch them, babysit them basically, and when they were done with their shift, escort them off base. That was it. That was our job. And then occasionally we would work the gate with security forces as well, but the majority of the job was babysitting local nationals and just kind of escorting them around base. So I've been working force protection at Kirkuk for about 2 months at this point. I think it had been a couple months. We were close to Christmas time, and we were working day shift. Night shift was easy, real easy. All we did was escort guys on base to clean the bathrooms while everyone was sleeping. That way in the morning you got to clean the bathroom, and that was it. And then escort them off base, and the rest of the night we'd just there in case anyone needed us at the gate or anything like that. So night shift was great, but I was on days. About just before midnight, my supervisor comes into the room, bangs on the bedpost and says, hey, we got 2 birds, we got to turn around. I'm like barely awake, like what? He said, yeah, we got 2 diverts from Balad, we got to turn them around. 2 diverts? I was so confused. I'm already getting up, getting ready. He said, yeah, when we first got here, I told the Wing King that we were crew chiefs and that if we ever had F-16s divert here to let us know. Because they didn't have a squadron there. Kirkuk Air Base was an air base, but it was an Army air base. It was not an Air Force base. That base was 100% Army. It was all Chinooks, Blackhawks, Apaches, Kiowas, you know, the occasional Iraqi Air Force like Cessna or whatever. And every once in a while an Air Force C-130 would land to drop off supplies and pick people up, drop people off, stuff like that, and that was it. There was no Air Force there. We were the only Air Force on base. I think maybe us and the guys in the tower, but even then I'm pretty sure the majority of the guys in the tower were Army too. It was an Army air base. But it had a runway, a couple runways actually. but they were in really poor shape. In fact, we were escorting local nationals on base to fix the runway. They were tarring the huge cracks. They were cutting them open and tarring them and getting them all patched up because it was an old Iraqi air base. It was just, that runway was trash. But we had one good runway that was used. And all you Army guys are always like, the Air Force has better food than us. Man, when I was in Kirkuk, the Army did Christmas right, man. It was awesome. It was on point, man. The whole place was decorated. We had traditional food. It was amazing. Really cool. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just the holidays, but in Kirkuk, Iraq, the Army did Christmas right. So yeah, I just had to put that in there. Anyway, I don't remember what happened. Something had happened in Balad, and these guys had to divert to us. There was nothing wrong with the jets. No. They were code 1 when they landed, so there was nothing wrong with the jets. It was just something that happened at Balad, if I remember right. I don't remember what had happened, but something happened at Balad. They were probably getting attacked or something. They had no more fuel, and there were no tankers support in the area, so they just landed in Kirkuk. Anyway, so we get out there. We get briefed, we get to talk to the pilots a little bit, and because it's an Army base, there are no Air Force technical orders. There's no TOs for the jets. Luckily, we had a lot of the same tools that they use, so we were able to take some speed handles and some tools out there. We had a tug. We were able to reposition the jets in a spot where we needed them, and yeah, it was fairly straightforward. We just didn't have any TOs. So we're doing our BPOs by memory, just checking out everything in the dark with flashlights. It was pretty fun because we go out there not to be crew chiefs. We were out there being force protection, security forces. We had no idea that this was going to, at least I didn't have any idea that this was going to happen. And I don't think the Army had any clue this was going to happen either. It was kind of a random thing. And my supervisor had told the Wing King that we were there, so they were going to send crew chiefs from Balad on a C-130 out to Kirkuk to recover the jets and get them flipped around and get them home. But since we were there, I guess he called the Wing King at Balad and told him that we were there and he was going to have us handle it, I guess, because they didn't send anybody. We got out there probably 30 minutes after they had landed. We had no idea they landed. Well, at least I didn't. I was sleeping. So we get out there, and during our BPO, we found all kinds of stuff, man. So if you were deployed to Balad Air Base, Iraq in 2006, beginning of 2007 from Aviano, you probably know whose jet this is. Man, you had some dirtbag crew chiefs out there, boy. I tell you, we had some CSDs that had 0, and I mean 0. I couldn't see the oil at all. There was no oil. We had to service the CSD. We had to no retaining rings, fasteners missing, completely missing. Some fasteners, were there, but when we pulled them out, no retaining rings, they just fall out. We had to keep track of that in the dark. That sucked. One jet, honestly, I gotta say, it was just one jet. The other jet was in tip-top shape, but the one that I was watching, holy cow, dirtbag crew chief. Anyway, moving on. So we get this thing serviced up, everything's good to go. We tell the pilots, all right, you're ready. We're ready for you. We got them fueled up. Everything's good to go. Pilots come out, and I thought I remember one of them. His name was Clutch, and I was like, so just so you know, sir, we were woke up to come out here and do this. This wasn't really our job. We were here to be force protection. I had no idea that we were even going to be doing this, and it's kind of cool that we were here, to turn you guys around, get you home tonight, so you don't have to stay at an Army base overnight waiting for your crew chiefs. He's like, what do you want? I was like, I'm just saying, I think, just a small reward would be in order. Just a little treat, for the guys. What? I was buckling him into his seat. I was like, I don't know, I just, my max climb, wake everyone up, wake this whole city up. I think it'd be pretty fun. And he just starts closing the canopy. I was like, all right. He's like, we'll see. So I take the ladder off and lowers the canopy. We get them started up. We marshal them out. And I'm just sitting there willing Clutch to do a max climb. Come on. Unrestricted, man. Come on. There's nothing going on out here. There's no reason you can't do an unrestricted climb. You're burning all this fuel. You're going straight home. There's no reason to conserve fuel. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. right? I'm just willing him from the side there. Sure enough, he gets off full burn, get off the ground. He's off the ground about probably 10 feet until the end of the runway, and then pops up just like a rocket, just straight up. And then his wingman follows him.
That's fucking sweet. Okay, let's see when he pulls up.
Come on, man.
Holy shit. And come on, pull it up. Pull it up, there it is.
There he goes.
We woke up that entire town. The entire city of Kirkuk was awake. I know it, because we never had jets there. It was always just helicopters. If there were helicopters at night, it was very rare. There weren't very many of them at night. Sometimes, but not a lot. And if it was just like a couple Apaches going out and then coming back, and that was it. There were no F-16s screaming through Kirkuk when I was there the entire time. So I know we woke everyone up. It was amazing. These guys go straight up. I don't know what altitude. Looked like they were way up there. Flipped over on their backs and rolled over and then headed home. You can see the burner go out, and it was just awesome. It's really cool to be the hero at an army base. A couple F-16s land in the middle of the night and no one knows what to do. The colonel's lost on what to do, but remembers, hey, I got a couple F-16 crew chiefs here. And we get called out and, hey, we need you to come out and do something. We don't know how to do this. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to be called out at an army base to save the night. So it was cool. It was really cool because we hadn't been doing that. Wasn't our job. We'd been force protection the last couple of months, and it's cool to be the guys that the Wing King calls out to handle that. I keep saying Wing King. It was an army guy, if I remember right. I don't remember what his title would be, but yeah, it was great. Really fun. So anyway, after that, we go and talk to the base commander, or Wing King, and he is just so happy. he's gonna coin us, and it was just awesome. It was a lot of fun. He didn't have any coins with him, but we ended up getting them later. It was really cool. But he was so happy, and we let him know, hey, if Balad sends you any more, just give us a call. We'll be there.
Oh, and you know what? Even the colonel. The colonel's happy. The colonel is like, oh, those guys are outstanding, outstanding.
Anyway, after that night, Balad started sending every divert to Kirkuk from that point on. So we started seeing F-16s fairly regularly after that. I'm not sure why they had so many diverts, but they would land there here and there. It wasn't every night, but occasionally throughout the rest of the time that we were deployed there. And they were almost always at night, either really late in the evening or at night. So they switched us to night shifts so we weren't zombies every day, because we'd get called at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. to turn a couple divert birds around back to Balad and then get back to sleep at like 6 and then have to go into a shift like 30 minutes later. So they switched us to night shift. That way we weren't zombies every time we had a divert. So yeah, it was good. Anyway, at the end of our deployment, our turnover showed up, and sure enough, we had, I think it was like 3 or 4 F-16 crew chiefs. I think we had an F-15 crew chief too that was there to be force protection, and we let them know, hey, just so you know, we set up a divert base here, so pretty much all of the 16s at Balad, if they have to divert, they show up here, so you're probably gonna get a call. And they're like, oh man, we signed up for this so we didn't have to be crew chiefs. You know, they're all bummed out. We're like, trust me, it's cool. We haven't had any code 3s. And if we did get a code 3, I'm sure Balad would send us everything we needed on a C-130 the next day and be able to turn them around. But every time we had a divert, it was always code 1. I think we had a couple code 2s, but the majority of them were code 1s. For those of you who don't know, Code 1, Code 2, Code 3 in the Air Force, I don't know about the other services, but in the Air Force you have codes based on what's wrong with the jet. So Code 1, nothing wrong with the jet. Green jet, good to go. So they land. Code 1 means it's a normal BPO inspection. Turn it around, get it back up in the air, right? Pre-flight, get it back up. If Code 2, you got something's wrong with the jet. Code 3, something's really wrong with the jet and it's not gonna fly. It's a red X. It's not gonna fly until you get it fixed, type thing. So yeah. All right. See you guys in the next one.
That's fucking awesome.
There they go. Yeah. Way up there. Flame out.